So we are driven to ignite interest in innovation in order to make accessible to all and to bridge the innovation gap between STEM, humanities, and business fields. We educate about innovation process, trends, methodologies, and mindsets, because we believe that everyone has a capability to be an innovator. We just need to train our innovation muscle, which is the mindset. We want to inspire and empower innovators, upcoming startups, entrepreneurs, leaders to explore ideas, experiment, and co-create a more diverse, sustainable, and innovative future. For this, we regularly host a variety of events, from immersive workshops to inspiring talks and panels, and also some experimental events that unfold your innovation. We focus on 7 areas of innovation, which are entrepreneurship, women in innovation, innovation DNA, social innovation, business, science and technology, art, designs, and medium. So I'm gonna make a short announcement before introducing our facilitator, and it's our next event is gonna take place in July, and it will be a Play Innovation virtual session where we are going to take all the participants on a journey to unleash the potential of purposive play by identifying the components of the innovator's mindset within of them. So we will fuel imagination, problem-solving abilities, cross-collaboration, and empower creative confidence. You will have the skills needed to generate ideas, foster creativity, and deliver transformation in your innovator journey. So we hope that you can increase the understanding of the innovation process and the components. So please stay tuned for the registration. We are gonna announce that in all our social media channels, which are LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Meetup, and also you can find us in SlideShare, where we share the presentation of our labs, and we have shared some recordings of our virtual labs in the YouTube channel. Remember that Live Innovation Lab is an open stage for innovators who want to share their knowledge. So you can always become a speaker. You just need to contact us. Also, for the participants, if you have an idea of an interest of a topic that you would like us to prepare a lab, just send us some message and we will try to figure out and develop that. So coming back to our session, as I said before, it has been organized by Motius and it's going to be facilitated by Daniel Blanc. He is a design thinker at Motius and has over 5 years of experience driving and facilitating ideation workshops, creating software and hardware prototypes, and testing them in interviews. Daniel also works as a trainer for Google Digital Garage, where he teaches methods and process from rapid prototyping, agile, and design thinking. And you will see how Daniel takes all the user-centric approach in all his activities, including also his side business, in which he develops and sells special equipment for mountain bikers. So I would like to thank you, Daniel, for preparing the workshop, and pass the microphone to you.
Thank you, Paula. Thank you for the introduction. And again, welcome everyone, also those who have joined later. And I will first give you a short introduction. Is it fine for everyone that we record the session? If not, please just leave us a message in the chat or raise your hand in the Teams. So within the session, we will work with the design thinking approach. And before we start, a short introduction of Motius, and we'll keep this very short. So my name is Daniel, and I will be the host together with Sarah. She will support this session, and she will be there for any questions later during this workshop.
Hi, everyone.
Hello, everyone. So about a short summary of Motius, the core idea of Motius is we have a talent pool of different talents that may be freelancers or professionals, as well as PhDs and students from different competences. We have, of course, a lot of informatics because most of the projects are kind of software related, also engineering and electronics, and also design, and that includes design thinkers and as well as UX UI designers. As Paula already mentioned, I'm working as a design thinker at Motius, and so does Sarah. So we will be your hosts today. What will we talk about in this workshop? I will give you a short intro into design thinking. We will talk about the challenge when design thinking meets tech, and what is the process we will work on. And then we have this hands-on part. We will have a teamwork session on Miro. I will later check how many participants are in the call, and we'll create a breakout session so you can work together with your team on this. First of all, I would like to know from you, how confident are you about design thinking? Have you maybe already worked with the design thinking approach, or should I go deeper into the approach and give you some background infos here? Just let me know, maybe in the chat, or yeah, you can unmute yourself as well if you would like. Okay, yes. Then I will. Okay. Yeah, so a short summary of design thinking is we always start with a kind of a challenge. We want to understand the challenge, and what we see here is the double diamond. We have the challenge, and then we start into the double diamond. The first phase is the empathize phase, where you want to understand users. So you're starting from the challenge, and then you start beginning doing interviews. You want to be aware of pains and needs of the user, and that is why the first diamond opens up. You are collecting all this information about the users, and after you gather a lot of information, you synthesize them in the define phase. That's why the diamond is going together, coming together, and that what you find there, these insights that are the basis for the further process. And there are different methods in the define phase, like cluster board, the POV statement. I will later post the link of our PDFs. I'm not sure. I think Paula Andres already did that. We have a card set with the different methods, and there you also can see in which phase you should come back to the methods. So first diamond, understand the user, and then synthesize this information as a basis for the process. And that's kind of the difference to other approaches. I studied mechanical engineering, and you already start with the second diamond, with ideation, prototyping, and testing. But the design thinking as a human-centered approach has this first diamond as a very important part of the process. So we have our basis. We understand what the user really wants, what are his pains, his needs, and from here we start to the ideation process. We open up, we get more information in form or as ideas, And then we want to build prototypes from this idea. So you have a lot of wild ideas and you get more concrete with every step. And then you have a prototype which you want to test. And the important thing you don't see in this double diamond is that everything is kind of iterative. So at the end of this testing, you may have the information, okay, we build on the wrong information. So you want to go back to the define phase and look into the interviews again and see, okay, what have we overseen? Where is information we have been blind for? Are there any blind spots? And then do it again. So it's a kind of an iterative, or it is an iterative approach also. And you also want to have feedback fast. So you don't want to do everything without getting feedback, but you want to create a prototype from an idea and then get a first feedback. And even if it's your friends or your family, you have a first feedback on the prototype, then you want to modify it, and then you go out testing with interview partners and so on. And for the ideate, we will do one method today on the Miro board. It's called Crazy 8. If we do it in a real meeting for Miro, we decided to cut it down a little bit, and I will explain this method also. Prototypes can be hardware prototypes from the 3D printer. It could be a software prototype, or it could also be a service prototype where you have some kind of role play with like within a store, how would customers interact and so on. And testing, we will do also a short testing today. Testing could be done kind of a user testing, a usability test. You could go out for kind of interviews, but also screen testing with different software support here. So that was design thinking at a glance, very short. And what is the challenge for us? Like Paula mentioned, we are doing a lot of tech projects or mostly tech projects. And sometimes our customer wants us to use a specific technology. So we don't start like from a greenfield, like what you should do in the design thinking, start from a white paper, but have a specific technology set. And that quite often happens because we present ourselves as a technology company. And so the challenge here is how can we proceed if the customer wants us to use a certain technology, but we don't want to just say, okay, that's a technology, let's start developing, but we want to understand users' needs and go out and get a first feedback. So what we did or what we developed here is a small pre-process before we start into design thinking. First would be an understand of the technology, of what is possible with the technology. We will have a very short ideation and then start testing. And the solution we have here, or the product, the service we have here, will be the basis for the double diamond, for our design thinking process. And this might have happen if there is some board of the customer that has to give the project with us some budget. So we have to show some results before they say, okay, let's start. So that's a first pre-project for us. And it's very important because we want to do the whole design thinking and the developing of the project, of the product and service with the customer, of course. Any questions until here? I will have a look into the chat. If you have any questions, just type them in or unmute yourself. Yes, please.
Hey, Danielle. I just found it interesting what you just said. So for me, design thinking, it's more about like user-centric design. It's really about like understanding the problems of the users and trying to, convince people that it's a real problem and it requires, budget and solution. And when you say that in your way of doing this whole thing, it's first of all it's about just budget. It's interesting, and I think it's a reality. But I just want to know why you think about it like that.
Yeah. So short, we have to pay the bills. No, you're completely right. The ideal way would be to start with the customer, but in the reality, as you already mentioned, it will happen that the customer has something he wants to use or she wants to use within this project, and then you can't say, oh, that is absolutely not interesting for us, and it's not the clean design thinking way. But you have to check, is there a way we can implement this technology into the process?
For me, it's taking away the creative thinking, because basically you cannot be creative. You are limited with the solutions that the company has at the moment, or what it is affordable for the company itself, or
Yeah.
how you can convince basically the management itself. And for me, it's just limited, and it doesn't give you probably the right solutions in my view. But it is really solving the problems of the users, what it should be in my view.
I understand your point, but that's kind of the reality check here. So if your customer is looking to bring a certain technology to the market, and then you have this check, is there a market or is the customer need you can afford with this technology?
Yes, so I'm really happy to hear that, because that's something I face with actually at the moment as well, and happy to hear that from someone else. Just whenever I'm reading about this design thinking, it's so ideal.
Yeah.
Status, or I don't know.
Yeah. So maybe you have read a lot of IDEO. They are very idealistic with their design thinking approach, but from what you develop for business partners, you will have another view on this. There's almost no business partner coming to you and say, okay, let's start from zero. There are no, I don't know what the English word. It's in German. It's what is on the street, the barriers. There are no barriers for your project. You can implement and develop completely free. Almost every business partner will have something in mind he or she wants bring to the market.
And the budget, right?
Even it's only the background of the company. For example, we had a project with an automotive supplier, and of course they have something in mind. They want a business case for the company.
Yeah, clear. Thanks so much.
So you are completely right. With the clean design thinking is like starting from a greenfield, but what you will face in reality will mostly be different, especially if you are working together with industry partners like we do. It's not like Motius is going out and start, okay, let's do design thinking. We will develop any product, but we will have to work with our partners with certain technology backgrounds.
Thanks. Thanks for the answer.
Thank you for the question. Any other questions? If not, then let's talk about our workshop today. Imagine that you are working together with a customer, which is a logistics company, and they would like to use any kind of AR technology in its processes. We want to work on this on Miro, and we prepared this Miro board for you. I will shortly send the link within the chat. Question from my side, did you already work with Miro or a similar tool? Yes, exactly. AR is augmented reality. Sorry, you're right, Charles. So you have the different options to work on Miro. We have different boxes prepared here, and you have some sticky notes. You can find most of the tools in this bar on the left, so you can just grab forms or sticky notes and put them on the Miro. You can just double click to put text in. You have the possibility to put in emojis here at the 3 dots. And command set is also delete. So please, everyone, come to the Miro board. Okay, cool. I see that you have no problem with the access. And I have just to double check how many participants we have now. So it should be 11, should be 7 participants. Then we only need the first. Well, you're all team 1. Okay, now let's do the first step, which is understand. Maybe you want to start with a short team discussion. If some of you have already experience with augmented reality. You will have 3 minutes for that. Okay, let's do 4 minutes for the team discussion. After the team discussion, we will go for a first research. You just go through Google and look out for AR technology trends. And that everything should be super high level. There is nothing like we want to develop anything very deep this evening. It should be just to get some information, gather some information. After the research, you will present what you found in the internet to your team. And then afterwards, we will start the creativity session. So now, please, I will mute myself for 4 minutes. You have to speak and just tell the team, what do you know about augmented reality? And I will set the timer.
So we stay here, right, in this main section?
We will all stay here because there are not so many participants that we need to do a breakout session. And yeah, team, what do you know about augmented reality?
Do we have to write that in the post text or just share now?
Just share it and talk to each other. No writing at the beginning, just to warm up each other a little bit.
I don't really know anything about AR.
Okay.
Yeah, I also know that augmented reality is kind of like how do you improve the customer journey through technology, but that's it.
So I know that augmented reality is overlaying a layer of information or visuals or yeah, basically information on the top of the actual reality. So for example, it could mean that you go into a shop and
tell you that I'm not so familiar what a logistic company do, but I think they are just sorting out, like storing things probably in storage locations and sending out boxes and making sure that everything is delivered at the place. So that was my idea, and about what they are doing. And when I was thinking about how it can be used, so one idea was that basically it would be quite useful if you just, I don't know, as a delivery guy, you just look at the box and basically you can tell if, what was my first idea? Like where you need to bring that box, or how you need to handle that box, like it's plants or something, like, I don't know, could be broken or whatever. And I don't know, what was my third idea? The delivery place. Maybe helping you to basically how to pack those things in a car or something like that. Yeah, and I think that was my 4 idea.
Okay, thank you. Emma, please go on.
Hi, sorry. Yeah, my first idea wasn't very good because I got a little bit confused, and maybe it doesn't even make sense. I don't know if it makes sense to anyone, but I was kind of thinking again in relation to climate change, because it's such a big thing for me. To have some kind of a system or like a feature which allows the AR to have something built in which can track or measure and record, you know, the amount of fossil fuels that are being burned, or the packaging that they're using, or the amount of packaging, or how many trees have to be cut down, etc., etc. Just to have like a good overview whether they're using too much or too little, whether there's a fine balance. But I don't know if that makes sense. It's just something that came up.
Yeah, not judging. Just tell the idea, even if it makes sense or not.
Okay. And then I said that also using AR to imagine how much parcels you can fit into a truck, which can be very useful, because of course you can't really exactly know precisely how much can fit into each truck, depending on the weight and the dimensions of parcels. Then I have using AR to have an overview of all parcels, saving space and time of company and of customers. So that's kind of like similar as the last point. And then using AR to see how the working space can be organized better, cleaner, or safer. And that's it.
Okay, thank you. Roxana.
Yeah, so my ideas. Decrease the inventory work by augmented reality counting app. And I saw that already exists on the market, where you point towards, let's say, a box or a huge container of something, and the app counts for you. So you get rid of that very boring inventory work with a scanner all day long, which can be sometimes relaxing. I've tried it once. Yeah, check products and employees, and this refers more to the management. To the management part, where they can be, if necessary, in contact with their the products they have inside their logistic company and employees. Then a guidance tool inside the warehouse. We all know how big and how labyrinth-like some warehouses are, and if every employee has their designated area where they have to go that day, it will save a lot of time and energy as well. And my last idea, each package has a sticker based on its urgency, and they light when someone has to pick them up. Well, I'm not sure if how a warehouse works, but I think there's also things that need to be sent away earlier than others. So in order to do that, you are in that aisle, and the packages that are the most urgent will light up, or they have like a sticker, and they will sort of scream at you, "Oh, pick me, I need to be sent away."
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you. Jaro, please go on.
Yes, so my first idea is the one that I found the article from, which is just the glasses to help workers identify the box the easiest way to the boxes, or the quickest way. And I thought about the other three solutions based on the customer, not on the company. And one is customize your order app. So what type of box? Because when I get packaging, sometimes I feel like there is so much unnecessary, things like a big box for a super tiny iPhone case or something. So if I had the ability to choose which package, I would probably just get without any packaging. So that brought me to the second idea, which is giving customers the ability to choose which packaging, but also the best way they could choose to reduce CO2 emissions per shipping. So I think that's similar to what Emma did about the fossil fuels. And I think this is very relevant at this point because customers are focusing more on sustainability. And I think giving the customers a choice of, I want my packaging to be this, and I want to make a conscious effort to reduce, will help also companies understand that maybe the unnecessary packaging, or customers do not care so much about a big box, or, if the iPhone box gets damaged, it's just something that we could consider.
Thank you. Nico, please go on.
Yeah, so my first idea is very similar to what has already said. So I thought about AR to be used in a warehouse to navigate employees and showing them where they have to go, and also marking the packages so that the employees know what to do with which package. My second idea was to to use AR. In this case, I thought about delivering stuff. So that the delivery guy can use AR to get navigated to buildings that are not so easy to find. So sometimes they are like very hidden buildings, or the numbering of buildings is just confusing. So that could be used. And also, if it's like a delivery to an end customer, it could be used for the end customer to define a spot where the delivery guy could leave the package. And so this delivery guy could like use the app to find the exact spot where to leave the package.
Mm-hmm.
And then my third idea was that AR can show stuff that the machines recognize, but the humans don't, like damaged edges of packaging. Like if it's a delivery not of like a mail or something like that, if it's a product that's sent by a company, then this AR could show the employees like where the product is damaged and where it has to get fixed or repackaged, so that they like don't have to search for that. But if there's a machine who recognizes that kind of thing, it could directly be shown to the employees. And my last idea was to eventually enhance the connection between the humans and possible robots working in warehouses. So through AR, they could show to the employees like where the robot intends to go. Like if the robots, for example, are like moving packages around, then they could like show in red like where the human should not go, so that the robot has a free way to move and that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Maria.
I'm here. It just took me a minute to unmute myself. So I guess I might be repeating several things that others already mentioned or that are similar to what we covered before. My 4 ideas are as following. First, a sort of geo-localized information overlay on specific packages. So for example, superimposing information that has to do with, for example, urgency, or sometimes, maybe someone has something unexpected that happened and they need to go out of the house and you need to quickly change the delivery method, like maybe leave it with my neighbor, leave it in front of the door, go into the garden and leave it in the back. That's information that's not, I think, updated immediately, but this could be a way to handle that. By making it geolocalized, I was also thinking about traffic management or how to deal with changes in traffic to increase the efficiency of the delivery to get the better route, but that's not actually on the package. That would be like a general delivery route information route, something of the sort. Another one, and I think someone already mentioned this before, the complexity of warehouses is quite big. We've all heard the stories about people getting lost in the warehouses and sleeping there and etc. So I think it would be important to have maps of the warehouses also related to which packages need to move where and when. I'm sure actually this already exists. Amazon must have something of the sort. Then a virtual check-in of parcels as a third idea, so more like a checklist for delivery. So when I deliver, is this address complete? Are there special instructions for delivery, similar to what I mentioned before, I guess, but this is more on, am I performing my job correctly and actually checking single thing that needs to be checked for that specific package. And then something that's maybe a little bit off the beaten track here, but why not doing some sort of AR-based identification of to whom the parcel is being delivered, if it's the right person, through some sort of face recognition system. Yeah, less clear in my mind, but just an idea.
Thank you. Steve? Or Stephanie, I'm not sure.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, yeah. My first idea is the AR in the warehouse for food delivery or even vaccine delivery, where you must control temperature, so you know if the consistency is there, and if any the food or vaccine can be spoiled, if it's not the consistent temperature. And the second idea is for the fresh food delivery. So sometimes to get hot food, you have to monitor if the delivery man will go 3 hours to come, or they will come directly to you, and that the food is still fresh, and also the third one is to track if the treatment of the delivery driver is treated well by the employer. Example, the condition of their van or the condition of their uniform, and they're not treated badly. They don't have to work continuously 9 hours. They have breaks, so it's welfare of the delivery person. And also monitor where the delivery actually went to. Example, I live in a block of flats, that may be 10 blocks, all the doors are the same, and then they deliver to a door, and then they take a picture, but it's actually the wrong door. So if you can identify which actually the same building they went into, or the wrong building. So that's my idea.
Thank you very much. And Sam, please go on.
Yes, the first one has been repeated more than once, that it's the navigation function of augmented reality. And the second one is about how to measure the stuff. For example, if I know the length or the width of a certain article, the AR technology can help me to measure the exact length and width so that I will not buy something wrong. And the third one, it's about I'm thinking about the Iron Man film, which Tony Stark can bring something from in the air from one position to the next one. And here it shows that I can bring, for example, an article from the storage to a piece of paper so that I can have the information transferred from one medium to the next one. And the last one is about purchasing function. That means I don't even if I were in the storage in the storage house of IKEA, for example, and I pick the piece of furniture I want to buy, and I can just check out without even going to the account.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Thank you. And I think we have 2 persons left. Who is on the left, please?
It's me.
Mm-hmm.
So the first one, I was thinking more about the delivery man and the track that the trappers staged in all the parcels. So I always, when I see this track, I always think about how they can find the right package for this address. So I was thinking about vision picking.
Mm-hmm.
But it can be useful in the warehouse as well. Then the second idea was about training all the employees in the warehouse and the logistics center. Then the warehouse organization, because it will make easier to see where are the different products located. And then I thought about coordinating all the vehicles that you need in a warehouse.
Mm-hmm.
And see, like, because it's a big warehouse, then you will have different vehicles running between the tracks and this, so that will make easier for everyone.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. And last would be Elena. We can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. So I said that I think all my ideas are already mentioned from my colleagues before. Maybe there's one idea. It's a scan of the product of the actually of the parcels, and the AI system could bring it into the right position like Tetris. Maybe that's a little bit different. The second idea is a Roomomat who is scanning the parcels and bringing the perfect position in something like a car or something. I think that's already mentioned. And another idea would be cameras who are checking the forms, also for best storage. And the fourth idea was an AI weight radar, which puts the heavy packages or parcels on the ground and the lighter ones in a position. So
okay.
Cool.
Thank you very much. A lot of cool ideas, and some are very similar. Some I guess have only mentioned one time. And what we'll do now is short voting. On the further right, you see some red dots. So you might pick 2 red dots. Every one of you has 2 red dots. And you want to put them somewhere next to idea in a way that the other participants still can read the idea. And if you are doing this in another workshop format, you might have different criteria, like what has the most impact on my business, what is the easiest, like the low-hanging fruits. But you just want to vote what you like the most here. Okay, so let's do a short voting of 2 minutes, 1 minute per dot. You can vote for your own idea. You can vote for other ideas, you must not vote for the same ideas 2 times, but that's kind of the only rule.
How many votes did you say we have?
Two votes per participant. Okay. So now what we have now here is kind of a heat map, what the other participants think. We won't have a discussion here, we won't have time for that. What we will do now is a very short break because we have been sitting in front of the PC for 1.5 hours almost. So let's do a 2-minute break. And after the break, we will start to work a little bit deeper on the ideas. Okay, so 2 minutes break, and meanwhile, I will set up the teamwork. Welcome back, everyone. So let's have a short summary what we did. We started with a short research. We gave some inspiration within to the others, and now started to create some ideas that tackle our challenge with this inspiration from before. And the other team members and you voted for the ideas, and what we now want to do is get a little bit more specific. And for that, we will build 2 teams. So the first one will be Bobola, Emma, Oksana, Paula, and Elena. And the second one will be Jara, Nico, Maria, and Stephanie. Tham left, he had to go, but that shouldn't be a problem. So I will invite the members of the second team into another call soon, but first I want to explain how to go on from here. So first, take some time within your team and discuss the ideas, especially those who have been voted for. And then further on the right, we have a very small concept template. The upper will be for team 1, and the one with the blue sticky notes in it is for team 2. And here you want to describe a specific idea. It is important to discuss within the team, but then start to decide for an idea, because we want to develop very deep today, this evening. We just want to come up with a concept. And imagine this concept is what you want to pitch to the other company afterward, to your customer afterwards. So imagine you have to pitch and you want to get a project at the customer. So you want to describe which needs do you fulfill, which features and description, and you want to add a lot of ideas here, and maybe you want to come up with a sketch, and if you don't want to sketch, grab a picture from Google to visualize your idea. So this next step is the first, where you really have a lot of interaction within the team. If you look back, we have this research done as an individual work and then a presentation. The Crazy Four was an individual work and then a presentation and voting for the ideas. And now we come together as a team with the information from the steps before, and we want to work on a concept. So we want to keep this short. We will do 10 minutes. You will have 10 minutes, do a very, very short discussion, and then start put in some information. And after this 10 minutes, we will have a presentation to the customers of what you thought of. So let's have a look.
Just have a question. So we choose one of the most voted ideas, or how?
Discuss within the team what idea you want to work on. That's a very good question, because some of the ideas that have been mentioned could be combined. So just have a look on what you voted for and then pick one of them. I just did frames for the team members. It's not that you can't work on the ideas of the other team, of course.
Okay, so what are our ideas? Like the first, so like Emma, Roxana, Borbala, Alena, and sorry, I don't know who was that, but the fifth person. So we can work on only these ideas, right?
No. You can work on all ideas. I will delete the frames. That's, yeah. I just wanted to show the teams, but it doesn't make sense. You can
okay,
also
so
pick,
any idea.
exactly. You can pick any idea.
Can we start?
Sorry?
Can we start?
Yes, of course.
All right. So maybe I just who is here? Like
Me.
Paula, Alena,
Yeah, me too.
Emma, Roxana.
Girls' power is here. Women power, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I just wanna convince you about my idea, but okay, let's just talk about first, probably, like, what do you think, like, which is the best idea we should, because I think we can have like two. This is what you said, Danielle?
Yes, of course you can combine ideas.
Right?
Yeah.
Two, but combined. Right? So
Yeah.
in the end of the day, it's just one.
Yes, one product.
All right. So yeah. So what do you think, guys? Which is the best idea we should like go with from these ideas?
Which is the easiest to visualize? Maybe we go this
No.
No, we don't go that way.
We go for the hard way.
The most voted.
So I just want to convince you guys about my idea, because it
Which
was
one
like,
was your idea?
and my idea was about how to pack, the things, because I think it's a difficulty. Like, I realized that it's a difficulty when IKEA was packing out everything whenever they delivered something to me. Because they don't know how to, when you have an optimal route, for example, and you know how to take out of the things on an optimal way from your truck, then I think it's a pretty great idea. Just, imagine that you check with your mobile phone, and you know already if you should pack your things like at the first wave or second wave and so on, like fourth wave, and your mobile phone already planned the route itself, how is the optimal way to go to your customers, like multiple customers, and how to pack out your stuff. And you don't need to you don't need to take out everything whenever you are delivering something which is in behind of your, I don't know, your car, or the place in your car. But you know already how to do it in an optimal way, and you also need to consider probably the package sizes and these kind of things. So yeah, I want to convince you that it's a great idea. But if you have a better idea that we should like just go with, I'm ready to be convinced.
No, I actually really like your idea, because the way you presented it, you talked about a pain of a possible target group, and by the way you said it, you can be a part of that target group that struggles when purchasing new things. So I think I would go for this. We could map it out a bit and make it more clear. Add a bit more details to it.
Yeah, I was also thinking to kind of put together with that point, on the point that I made, which is using AR to imagine how much parcels you can fit into a truck, because obviously sometimes they have massive trucks. So I'm pretty sure that we can combine these two together, because it's kind of like, I was thinking of an optimal way.
Or for example, so you got this app similar to the IKEA one, where you check if that certain furniture matches your room.
Yeah.
We could have something similar where we write the dimensions of the car, so the trunk, the back seats, and so on. And then while shopping, if we pick a product,
but don't forget that IKEA is not packing in the same way the furnitures as like you see in the shops.
Yeah.
Or
I joined late, so I heard your idea. I have another. I mean, in the same way, I have an idea that may add value to what you have. Currently, the thing that they suffer from is that they send the product into like another guy, or miss somehow the guy that the product is not for him. You know what I mean? They need to check in the last moment also that the correct product goes to the correct truck. So I mean, together with together what you say, that if we can fit enough products in one truck, truck, then we can also add this value that they can check it, let's say with the glass or something that or with a camera or something like that, together with the glass or something like that, they just scan the barcode and say that this is the right truck to somehow load the product on. You know what I mean?
Okay, that's kind of new, because I had kind of like a similar idea, but I was not thinking about the truck. Like my idea was that you are just scanning the barcode or something like that, and you know how to fill your truck on an optimal way. But you are already saying how you can optimize basically the routes between the trucks, right?
Just to
Did I
let you
understand
know,
how?
Yeah, exactly. So we can do both of them together, actually.
Yeah, 7 minutes left. The other team has already a title for their idea. So
all right, so let's try to make it like something. So need. Tell me, guys, what is the need? Like need is
to
like
save space and
optimal.
time and resources, no? To save space and time.
So
efficiency, I would say.
optimal routes when delivering products and optimal. Am I writing? Yes.
No.
Optimal. How you say, like filling the
filling and charging.
I would say efficiency or efficiency.
efficient no, like the tracks, like how you fill the car. Maybe you guys you can start to think about the features and descriptions.
Yeah, I'm thinking
the
of the
need itself, but we discuss the need, just the right words.
Yeah, I'm thinking of the concept name.
Right.
I don't know what concept name to give it, but this is the only one I could think of. If you have anything more creative, let me know. It's not very creative.
No, I love it. I mean, it's straightforward and going for the point of the whole story. So I love it. Features. What do we have? Like features and sketch. We need to draw.
You don't need to draw. Maybe you can start to Google for a good picture for your team, and the rest can put in features and the needs. And
okay, is there anyone from the team who is good in visuals? Maybe we can.
I try that. Are you looking for
one tip here? One tip here. If you go on the left to the bar with the 3 dots and you scroll down to Unsplash, it's very easy to find great pictures there and just drag them into the mirror board.
Do you want to use a glass or something?
I mean, feel free to improvise, and if we have time in the end, we can discuss.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I was thinking about some kind of like mobile kind of way doing that, because that's the most frequent one. And they told us in the beginning that it's also important to consider the current technology. And I know that Google Glass was not successful, for example, because it was just too expensive. So probably more like a mobile kind of thing.
I think the glasses will be the next good thing. I think the glasses were a little bit
yes,
too early.
But it's not so expensive, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
Guys, we just have 2 minutes. Damn.
Check back with time before
I don't really know what else to add to my orange note. I guess that's what I was trying to say.
Oh, we are in the upper group, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so I have to put the smartphone here. I'm confusing the other group.
Yeah, that's also a strategy.
Yeah.
I don't really know.
And optimal. We need a feature to calculate the optimal route, guys. Optimal route and.
Okay, so kind of like a built-in, no? Built-in calculator. to measure, built-in calculator to measure the optimization. Oh, I spelled that wrong. Okay, cool. Yeah. So we have a phone. Oh, we have 24 seconds, damn it.
How much time do we have?
16 seconds.
Shit.
There is the
So-
timer.
Oh,
Let's be routing, they go for something else.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, great. You have a small benefit. You can add something there until the other group rejoins. Ah, someone found the emojis.
Me. Cool.
Okay, so now it's time for the pitch. And how will we proceed here? The first team that has stayed with me in the room will pitch the idea very short. So 1 or 2 persons from this team. And afterwards, we will have our small testing session. And for this, you will get feedback and write it down on sticky notes. I will come to that back again. Okay, I think everyone is with us. Nico, Stephanie, Giles, and also Sarah. Let's go, team 1. Tell us about your idea, your stage. The first person who starts talking will pitch. So just one of you, please go.
Who wants to do this, guys?
Yeah, the first person who talks.
Am I the one? Okay.
Yes.
So basically, the need that we wanted to fulfill basically is the optimizing the route as well as the packaging strategy. So whenever you are filling the truck, how to fill the truck in an optimal way that you can take out every time the first things based on the route that you need to deliver. And the features that we were thinking about was, first of all, like, yes, so we wanted to check based on a barcode what is the load time of the product. So basically, like when you need to deliver the product based on the barcode. The second thing was that yes, like verification of the route itself, like calculating the optimal route and loading the things based on the route itself. So it would be still, I think, with the barcode somehow. And the third thing was formulation, how the packaging is stacked to maximize space. I don't know who wrote that, but probably I will need help here from my teammates. And I'm breaking the rules, but I will.
I wrote that it's basically having a formulation. Maybe you have type of boxes to be given, and then when you stack the truck, you stack in a way that you can maximize the space, so you don't waste any space in your van.
Yes, it's a great idea. So basically, you are taking care of the space itself, and you package the things in a way that it's optimal, right? Based on the package size itself.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much for this pitch. What we now want to do is to have a short feedback. And the rule here is there is no feedback on feedback. Just let the feedback come, write it down, and then later see what you want to do with the feedback. And we have 3 categories on the further right. The first is what I liked, what I didn't like, and what I wish and what I missed. So please, the team number 2, tell us what you think about the idea. And the team members from team 1, just grab a sticky note and just write down the input that is coming. Okay, so I will start. I missed. You have to write down my note is a nice name for your concept. I think it's too straightforward. It's not fancy enough for me as your customer.
Oh, Delia, we didn't know you are our customer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry for that.
Okay, what do the other think? Let's do a 2-minute feedback round.
I'll actually say something. What I liked is that it solved a very specific issue. It was very targeted, and the descriptions were all functional and yeah, related to that specific need. So I like that, very precise.
What else do we have? Take a look at the input, at the features.
I like that what Maria said. What I'm missing is how would the user will how the user journey will be, or how would it work in real life.
So that's unclear yet.
So just a question, can we protect these, or just we need to like take it and we will discuss
it? Now it's just taking information. Okay, if there's
I have a point, but like you could also say the exact same thing to what we did in those few minutes. It's like also a critical point, like does an app actually enhance the workflow of the employee, because like he loses a complete hand, like he would need to hold a phone. So is it actually that feasible to use such an app?
Okay, thank you, Team 2, for the feedback. And now the stage is yours. 3 minutes for your pitch, and it can be more than one person to present. If you need some help, that's totally fine. Who wants to start with? Today we are presenting smart packaging.
I can do it if no one wants to volunteer. What we thought about was kind of like combining the best, more voted ideas, which were all related to packaging. So the features of the solution is kind of like how can we maximize the the space being filled in a truck, and also giving the customers the choice of which packaging do they want to use, and at the same time calculate the CO2 that that journey will have. So it is one-stop fully integrated information system tied to physical packaging but accessible via AR. So the information cannot get lost and is tied to the package itself, but at the same time is existing on a database and includes delivery options, eco-packaging, preferences, and other. So we thought the same thing as the mobile app, but as Nico mentioned, also it's maybe not the best solution because then the person is, the worker is already tied with one hand, but from the customer side, having this app where they can choose the packaging and track it and see the CO2 effects might be the best option. So we just need to look into what will be the best device or delivery method for the workers. So that's it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you very much for the presentation. And now we have 2 minutes of feedback from Team 1.
Well, probably I'm not gonna be popular with this idea. I really like you guys that probably it's like a like and dislike. No, it's a like. I really like that you are taking care of the environment. It's also my passion. However, if I'm thinking about the customer itself, and that was a comment for us as well, probably they are not taking care of the CO2 emission, right? I'm not sure that that's their main goal when they want to have a solution like this. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Yeah, I also agree on that point. That's what I was going to say.
And I also want to say, and I think we missed that, I just like the simplicity of your features because I think it's really important to be simple with the features itself, like what you need to really consider, and you really went to the basics. And it's important whenever you are handing over, for example, for developers or something, that you really need to consider the container size and so on. So yeah, I really like the features, by the way.
Yeah,
That's
and I
it.
like how you develop the needs. It's complete. But
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
so
Yeah.
should I continue?
Yes, please.
Or the time is up. Okay. But the thing is that actually there are some needs you wrote there which are not relevant to smart packaging. So, for example, facilitate the work for workers. It's somehow related to the need like optimizing space, but it's not directly there isn't any direct connection to that. And also there is some needs that you don't address them. Like for example, the more efficient routes and time saving for company and drivers, but I can't find the routing feature in your feature and description.
Mm-hmm.
Can I just make a comment, and it's not to defend our prototype or anything, but about the consumers being concerned about the CO2. I don't know if you know, there is a startup in Sweden. It's called Autonomy, and they are doing a card, like a MasterCard or Visa, I don't remember, where it helps you track the CO2 of your purchases, and it actually is taking a big traction. So I think there is a market, and including myself, where we are really, for me, this will be important. I would really use that feature. So I think maybe the market is small, but it's growing. And yeah, that's what I wanted to say.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you. So we are already over the time. just to tell you what would you do with this feedback, you would have this next step would be a team discussion, and you would talk within your team and discuss what of this feedback you want to implement into your next prototype and what you wouldn't consider. So that's also a discussion point within the team. And then now we have this pre-phase before the double diamond, and just want to sum this up here is now we have something, you've pitched it, and the other team was like blown away and they want to go for it, and then you have this idea, and then you want to go out to the end user and want to build empathize and ask him, are we going into the right direction? And all these steps we have done today, when we do this with a customer, it would be like a one-day workshop as a starting point for a project. And I don't want to like negotiate or don't tell you to do not build up empathize for the end customer. This is super important in the, otherwise it wouldn't be a human-centered focus. So that is what we have to keep in mind here. Are there any questions from your side?
Yes, I would have. Like, what did you mean? But we still need to keep in mind the customer goal, right? Whenever we are thinking about the solution. Like, I think it's more like being out of the box when we are thinking about solutions, but we still need to keep in mind the goal of the customer, which can be a small company, right? Or a big company who can afford maybe like more sophisticated solutions. But you need to keep in mind the goal of the customer, in my view.
Exactly, and that's kind of what we did today. We were thinking about what could we develop, what could the solution look like for our customer with the technology the customer wants to bring in here. And now we have this as a starting point to get in contact with the customer or the end user who really uses this or should use this device or this solution in his daily work. So that is kind of, we are on the road together with the aspects of our customer, what he wants to implement, and with this we can get in contact with the end user.
So will this be the ideation part, and then we would have to, with this, move to the emphasize part? Is that what you're saying?
So we are still at the beginning of the double diamond. What we made clear, or what we make sure, is that we now have understand technology and what our customer wants to go to and how a solution could look like. But with what we have now, we still have to go to the end user, do interviews, maybe have some shadowing in his daily life when he is acting in the warehouse, what are his jobs to be done in the warehouse. But with the starting point, we are safe to don't lose the focus of what our customers want. And that is, in the end, the company who's paying the project.
Okay, thanks.
Welcome. Any other questions?
Will you be doing more of these, or this is the only one?
At the moment, it's the only one, and the first one I have done for Live Innovation Lab.
Wow.
But there will for sure be other formats as well. I don't know what is planned from Live Innovation Lab and as well from Motius side.
Okay, because I was very actually impressed by how you can actually interact virtually with a team. I didn't think it was possible. So that's a very nice detail.
Yes. So normally the real life meetings have an other action atmosphere in it, but the mirror board works very well. We are doing a lot of workshops with our customers.
Okay.
If I can just also add that what I'm struggling at the moment is really how to keep all these meetings virtual, and it was so fun here, and I just want to congratulate guys, like it was fantastic, and
Thanks.
a really nice group also, I have to admit. And I hope you keep these meetings or workshops, I don't know how you call that, but it was really enjoyable, and I would love to do that again.
Yes, me too.
Just to add to what Daniel said, from Live Innovation Lab, of course, we collaborate with different organizations. We might collaborate again with Motius. That's something it's open, but we do these events every 2 months. So as Paula mentioned, the next one will be Play Innovation. It's how to use Play for to drive innovation. So follow us on our social media channels and you could find more about our events. And if you guys like this one, for sure we will work with Motius to do a next one if they will. So we appreciate also their time as well.
Cool. Yeah, I have here slide from Live Innovation Lab, and then there is also another one, but this is for TUM, for the Technical University Munich on the 24th of June. So I think that are two nice events. And yes, of course, follow us on LinkedIn and also Live Innovation Lab on LinkedIn. I think that's the best way to stay in contact and get informed about upcoming projects.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you for joining the workshop, and hopefully see you next time again. Have a nice evening, everyone.
We hope also that. Thanks a lot. Have a nice evening.
Bye-bye.
Have a nice evening.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.